On this episode of Doing the Most, we're talking about maplejack.
Homemade brews and various how-tos, everything from mead to roast, bake creation, fermentation, inebriation, doing the most.
Maplejack.
Maplejack.
This was your idea.
Yeah, it was. That's true. I have good ideas. Thus far, it came out really well.
Thus far, to our knowledge.
I mean, things change in the bottle sometimes.
Every year, other than this last year, I make applejack.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, but what if?
Yeah. But
And
what if?
I said that's very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, I bet the YouTube community will pay for it.
Yeah.
You pitched this
Yeah.
on a
I
live
said
stream.
we should spare no expense.
Here's a clip of that here. Let's talk about your maple syrup journey, because Anna has this wild hair idea.
I have the best idea.
So why don't you explain it?
Okay, VC has an excellent eggnog recipe that is aged and is made with brandy and rum and powdered sugar, and it is really delicious. Next year, or maybe in a couple years because it might take a while, he should make a maple eggnog that instead of being sweetened with powdered sugar is sweetened with maple syrup, and instead of using brandy uses a maplejack. Now, making a maplejack, he estimates would cost at least $180.
Probably in that range, yeah.
So that's very expensive. But I think that this could create just a really fantastic maple eggnog that would just taste like Christmas all the way through. And I think it would make really good content. And so I just need everyone's support. And that support may be monetary.
Yeah, I was going to say, they can all drop some super chats. If we can raise $120 in super chat tonight, I'll buy the maple syrup tomorrow.
And we'll start making a maplejack. Yipyo just super chatted us $20. Says $100 to go.
Whoa, thank you, Yipyo, for that $20 gift.
Dogstick Fetch sent us $10. Says Merry Christmas, BC and Anna. $10 from Paula.
We got $40.
We just got $9.99 from Larry Rowe.
Thank you, Larry.
Flail Snail just sent us $50. And it says, what does this button do? Kyle Mayer just sent us $10 and says, do it, Palpatine voice.
What?
Tracy says $5, it's your funeral. Oh my god, what is happening right now? Mel just sent $5. Jeremy just did $50.01 and said, F it, do it. We're definitely, I think we're there.
Okay, thank you all for your super chats.
Jose says, you all are super nice, best life ever. Rob Rogers just sent us $10.
Thank you, Rob. Okay.
No more.
Stop that. Save that for next week.
CJ just sent $10.
Thank you, CJ, for your super chat. You guys are amazing. That'll pay for shipping.
Thank you all
New Year's
so
cheer.
much. I'm so excited. I knew
Excuse
that
me.
with your help, we could make this happen.
I just can't even.
We're doing the most, okay?
And so we bought, 4 gallons of maple syrup.
A lot of maple syrup for a lot of money.
I brewed this as a really big maple wine.
Mm-hmm.
I step-fed it maple syrup to get it up to 20%. It stalled out around 19.5%, and I just kind of gave up on it. And then when I checked it 2 months later, fermentation restarted.
Miracles.
And it had gone dry.
A holiday miracle.
So I'm not going to run them through the jacking process because you can easily watch our applejack video to learn how to do that.
The same.
It's exactly the same using a salad spinner. But we reduced it by 2/3 and we got this.
Yeah.
And so I figured it would behoove us to do a little bit. Look at this. This matches my shirt.
Oh, it sure does.
To do a little bit of a tasting of this before we talk about
Okay.
what the experiment truly was.
I think it's gotten more complex.
It definitely has. The woodiness is poked
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a bit more buttery.
Mm-hmm. There's still that maple on the back end, but it's there's a lot of layers of experience.
Terpenes are partially responsible there. It's super good.
Yeah, I like it.
So do you want to talk about what the real intention of this was?
Yeah, it was for eggnog. because we make eggnog annually, and we use bourbon and brandy. And I thought we could just use maplejack, because then it would be like an extra holiday sensation.
So we kind of freestyled making the maplejack version of the eggnog, and then we did our traditional eggnog. So we have here the traditional eggnog and maple version. I think let's pour the maple version into these glasses here so they match, and then I'll pour the traditional into these
do you want me to pour?
If you don't mind. Super good.
So already it's darker and thinner.
Yeah.
That's probably enough.
That's quite a bit.
Well,
We're going to be napping this afternoon.
it's so smooth. It's really lovely how smooth it is.
Sweet and dense. Not buttery, but rich, creamy, thick.
Well, and it does a really good job of capturing the flavors of the liquor without like the burn of the liquor. So you get the brandy and the bourbon, but not the yucky part.
Yep. All right, I'm leaving a little in here.
Okay.
Here we go.
I did overpour. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Y'all paid for this. Thank you
Yeah.
for the experience. We've got a bunch of maplejack that will be aging too to see how that develops.
Oh, I think you can smell the difference.
I can smell the maple on the nose.
Yeah. I think it's almost like butterscotchy. I know that's weird, but it's like...
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Like a little dulce de leche kind of.
caramelly.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, weird.
That is a totally different
Yeah.
experience.
I don't think it's bad. And although it poured thinner, I think this has a thicker mouthfeel than this does.
Now I got a side by side. This one has that sharper alcohol bite to it.
Yeah.
It's still smooth, but by comparison to this one, you can taste the hard liquor.
Yeah. Well, and it's lighter. Like, this is so much richer.
Whoa. You know, I want to say, like, I want to give a preference of I like this one better than that one type of thing, but they're different experiences.
They're totally different.
It's apples to oranges.
I will say, like, I like this. I can see people not liking this because it's so different. Like, it's not as sweet, which still, it's more smooth, like you said. The alcohol flavor is much more diluted, but it's richer. And this is much more like a dessert. I mean, this is obviously a dessert too, but this tastes like a grown-up dessert, whereas this tastes more like a kid dessert.
This does feel elevated.
Yeah.
You're right. You were right. You were right.
I was
that
right.
This fundamentally changes the drink. I think it makes for a smoother, tastier drink, but kind of a totally different experience than traditional eggnog, so it's hard to compare.
Well, and the other thing I'll say is that, I mean, even with the traditional eggnog, you're not gonna drink like a full glass of it. You're gonna have like a little, I mean, kind of the portion sizes we poured. This I way over poured this. You would have even less of this because it's
Rich.
not a drinking drink. It's like literally a dessert. Like you're at the end of your meal, you're like, I will have a couple tablespoons of maple eggnog.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. You could rim the glass with maple sugar, you know, maybe just a touch of orange zest in there to brighten it a bit.
That would be good. It could use some lightness or something at least. Like you almost might pair it with something a little bit brighter.
This is the most alcohol you've had in 10 months.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I mean, there's two questions, I think, right? Do you want to make maplejack? Do you want to make maple eggnog? I think I can more strongly recommend maplejack. It is such an interesting liquor that is changing while it ages. So I might in 6 months be like, nah, don't do that. But it is really excellent. And there's like a ton of uses for it. Like we used it to brighten a turkey.
Right.
So.
Right. I think I would like to do some like roasted apples and deglaze a little bit with it. I think that could be nice.
It is expensive though, so like,
Crazy expensive.
you know, we get it if you're like, no, that's outside my budget.
It's a couple $100 and a
Yeah.
year's worth of our time.
Yeah. The eggnog, I think, is very good, but I feel less confident in recommending that everybody's going to get the same level of joy out of it that we do.
Yeah, you've honestly, you've got me thinking, you know, we use powdered sugar in the eggnog. What if we used maple sugar in the eggnog and we stuck with using the brandy and the bourbon? Could we get
Something
that kind of bridges both?
Yeah.
Something to try next year. You can follow us on all the things and join our Discord server. It's discord.doingthemost.org. And thank you for subscribing if you haven't. Click that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications so you get more interesting and unusual content like this. More big brain ideas like this from Anna.
Maybe.
She's the powerhouse of the channel. And happy holidays.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you're celebrating coming up.
Or not. Just
We're
like
not
have a
celebrating.
chill winter.
Just drinking eggnog. Celebrating
The end of the year.
the end of the year, time with family or yourself. Until next time, I don't have anything to drink for the outro. Until next time, happy brewing.
Are
Cheers.
we supposed to toast?
Yeah, cheers.
Oh.